Okay, here we are. We're at Julian Assange protest. It's going to start at 11:30. Already a big police presence.
We hear you, brother. Free! Free! Julian Assange! I need a sound system to project my voice. So far, Calvin doesn't. We all recognize him. And we need him. A few preliminaries before we start. These are very difficult times for us in the country. In the midst of global pandemic, we are extremely grateful to people who have taken time to come and join us today under the very difficult situation we are all facing. We have asked both in our electronic communications and here today now for people to take care of each other and keep the social distancing rules that we have to follow in order for this event to take place in a safe manner. We're extremely grateful for people for turning up, and we are hoping we're going to have a successful and safe event. Thank you very much for coming. We will start in a few moments with a speech written by Maxine Walker and myself, and followed with an open mic session where we're going to invite Fidel Narvaez to say a few words, Cristina Navarrete, and anyone else who wishes to say some words to the people who are here. Many of us have tried in ingenious ways to find ways to support Julian Assange during this awful situation. Friends of ours are on a bus touring London today. We wish them the best of luck, and we continue our own action after this event onwards to Westminster Magistrates Court to meet our friends there at 1 o'clock. And then later in the day at 3 o'clock at outside Belmarsh Prison for a short vigil there too. So thank you everyone for coming today. It's going to be a long day. I'm very grateful for your time. And free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange! Free! Free! Julian Assange! Music to my ears. And torture of Julian Assange didn't start when he left the embassy. It's been going on for 10 whole years. And we're here to pay tribute to his strength and his tremendous defense of human rights, defending the press freedom with his body. Thank you for coming here today to mark 2 years from the violation of Julian Assange's political asylum, his arbitrary arrest, conviction of bail violation, and imprisonment at maximum security Belmarsh Prison, where he remains today in a cell 2 meters by 3, 23 hours per day. He had been granted asylum by the progressive Ecuadorian government in 2012, something which enraged the British and US governments. On the day that Julian Assange went into the embassy, the British Foreign Office snarled. As Mr. Assange is in the Ecuadorian embassy, he's on a diplomatic territory and beyond the reach of the police. We will seek to work with the Ecuadorian authorities to resolve this situation as soon as possible. They tried to invade the embassy in August 2012 to get him out, but were stopped by the presence of people here and others who mobilized. In the morning of the 16th of August 2012, I counted 120 uniformed policemen encircling the embassy, whilst the Ecuadorian government of Rafael Correa announced that the Ecuadorian people gave him political asylum to protect his life and work from US prosecution and persecution. 7 years later, Alan Duncan, UK's foreign minister in 2019, reported triumphantly in his diary the day Julian was dragged from this building. In his book, he reveals details of Operation Pelican. He writes, "Suddenly it's game on. I'm told Assange will be sprung from the Ecuadorian embassy today, so I drop everything and head to the operations room at the top of the Foreign Office. Operation Pelican is go. UK, hands off Assange! US, 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 UK, hands off Assange! As our friends tour London, spreading the news of our resistance against Julian Assange's imprisonment, we stand firm against his imprisonment and arbitrary detention. Free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange! Thank you very much, everyone, for giving attention to this wonderful bus going around London. So we continue with our speech here today. 7 years later, Alan Duncan, UK's foreign minister in 2019, reported triumphantly in his diary the day Julian was dragged from this building. In his book, he reveals details of Operation Pelican. He writes, "Suddenly it's game on. I'm told Assange will be sprung from the Ecuadorian embassy today, so I drop everything and head to the operations room at the top of the Foreign Office. Operation Pelican is go. We watch a live feed which ironically was available on the web from Russia Today. Bang on at 10 a.m, 2 or 3 plainclothes policemen enter the embassy. We were expecting Assange to be brought out very soon after their arrival, but text on the ops room revealed he had caused a bit of commotion, at which point he was forcibly restrained. Then, with military precision, 6 police officers marched up to line each side of the entrance steps to form a protective corridor through which Assange was bundled out at about 10:20 a.m. So, job done at last, and we take a commemorative photo of Team Pelican. It had taken many months of patient diplomatic negotiation, and in the end it went off without a hitch. I do millions of interviews, says Alan Duncan. trying to keep the smirk off my face. We stand here today to say to Mr. Duncan that journalism is not a crime. The crime is to imprison a journalist and a publisher who told us the truth about war crimes committed by our governments. The US used tactics of subversion to get Lenin Moreno on side. Moreno has been the recipient of a documented network of corruption running in the millions of dollars. He proved a willing candidate to be turned. And aside from the personal rewards lavished on him, amongst his political rewards was a $4.2 billion IMF loan and trade deals. It is virtually unprecedented for an embassy to allow police of a foreign nation in to drag out someone who has asylum. Nor can asylum simply be retracted because a government changes hands in politics. The lawless behavior of the Moreno regime here was mirrored in Ecuador. The Ecuadorian people were betrayed and made it clear that they were opposed to the actions of Moreno's government. In October 2019, the Moreno government unleashed a wave of repression to stifle widespread opposition to IMF-dictated policies of wage and public sector cuts, including fuel subsidies. Brutality from the police and the armed forces was systematic and widespread. Repression targeted hospitals, universities and shelters where children and elders were resting at night. Armed forces used live ammunition, grenades and threw tear gas bombs. Citizens have denounced torture, illegal detentions and trials in military quarters. This is the monstrous behavior of Alan Duncan's partner in crime in subverting international law on political asylum. The US and British propaganda and dirty tricks machine had also been cranked into top gear, with every intelligence organization, including the Pentagon, and hundreds of operatives working on bringing Julian to the USA to face a life sentence in isolation. This was the lawless behavior of the United States, Britain, Sweden, and Ecuador. And the surveillance of Julian and his visitors throughout Moreno's rule, 24-hour hidden filming inside the embassy, including meetings with his lawyers, doctors, and family, began in earnest. Illegal in every way, we know that the surveillance was done by the CIA, who even toyed with the idea of kidnapping or even poisoning Julian Assange, and the British Secret Services have been complicit. In this building opposite, number 18 House Crescent, in the first floor, in that apartment with the open windows, a laser microphone had been placed in order to facilitate the surveillance inside the embassy. In that lamppost there, unmarked vehicles of the US British intelligence with plainclothes policemen were stationed 24/7 on the ground. CIA and British intelligence working hand in glove in this illegal operation. Today there are presidential elections in Ecuador. We hope for a wind of political change there that will reverse Lenin Moreno's servile and corrupt policy, bringing back into power the pride and honor of the Ecuadorian people who chose to protect Julian Assange's life and work by offering political asylum in this embassy. Such a wind of change will be unstoppable in revealing the details of British and US involvement in the plot to destroy Julian Assange's political asylum, undermining international human rights law. It may reveal how CIA, via Ecuadorian media and political personality Villavicencio, fed The Guardian's Luke Harding the lie that Paul Manafort visited this embassy, offering a legal cover for USA and Moreno's government legal cooperation in terminating his political asylum. The new Ecuadorian government may also sue in Spanish courts UC Global, who collaborated with the CIA in surveying the embassy. I will take a break now to enjoy the show. Free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange! Free Assange! In a foreign land. None of the freedoms we enjoy in this country were handed over on a plate. We stand on the soldiers and shoulders of proud tradition of human rights defenders, men and women, who have defended human rights like human rights soldiers. They have defended our human rights with their bodies, often with their lives. And we stand here today grateful for the sacrifices others have made. Julian Assange is such a human rights defender, defending with his body press freedom and the right to publish truthful information, telling the truth about how governments govern in our name. By defending him, we defend our freedoms. Julian Assange. Hello? Julian Assange is such a human rights defender, defending with his body press freedom and the right to publish truthful information, telling the truth about how governments govern in our name. By defending him, we defend our freedoms. Julian Assange's body might be in Belmarsh prison, but his spirit is here with us now. We are his voice, and we say, journalism is not a crime. The crime is to imprison a journalist and publisher who told us the truth about the war crimes perpetrated in our name. Let's raise our voices together, because one voice is not enough. One voice is weak. United we stand and we raise our voices as citizens of this country to say, journalism is not a crime. Journalism is not a crime. Journalism is not a crime. Free Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange. I would like Paradise, First Council, the Ecuadorian people, London, when it matters.
A world hero.
Yes. Good morning, brothers and sisters. I'm really privileged to share this occasion with you. I did not prepare any words for this special occasion, but this is a special day, not only because it marks the second anniversary of the coward eviction of Julian Assange from this embassy, but today the Ecuadorian people are exercising the right to elect a new government. So it's kind of ironic that coincides with such an anniversary. I just wanted to thank you all because I remember many of your faces during so many years right here outside this diplomatic mission, outside this balcony, which became a symbol of defense of human rights. Julian's place in the last years was right here in this window, in the balcony office. The more important thing that kept him resisting very difficult conditions was the support of all of you. In so many years, under the sun, under the rain, facing the harassment of the British police and the surveillance of different intelligence agencies in the world, which make of this place the most surveilled place on the planet. Surveilling an individual who was never charged of any crime. On the contrary, he was responsible for exposing crimes and exposing criminals. The biggest manhunt that this country has seen for decades was launched against somebody who was under the international protection of my country. I felt very proud of what my president did, of what my government did in protect Julian Assange. Today, the Ecuadorians will judge that the government of Lenin Moreno, who colluded with the United States and with the British in order to persecute a freedom fighter, today the Ecuadorians will judge and will vote for the return of the revolutionary government of the citizen revolution, who will govern, luckily, Ecuador for 4 more years. Thank you guys. Thank you all. Keep the support. Keep fighting. Julian is very much aware of you, and Ecuador is very much aware of your fight. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
The Magistrates Court at 1 o'clock. Thank you very much for everyone who is coming today. A tremendous turnout under such difficult situations today. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Free Julian Assange! 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 Please disperse and use public transport. The police has has already spoken to us, and we need to comply.